This is going to be just a short scenic video of a ride I did yesterday. I typically take my bicycle to do these rides, but you can do 15, even 20 miles on a single trip. No charge, no wait on my Xootr. The Xootr scooter, I have a link below on my shopping page if you want to check them out. Mine was purchased in something like 18 years ago, 2005. That would be almost 19 years. And this is the exact model I had. This is called the Roma, except that I upgraded the deck because the deck is very narrow, and narrow is great for working out. But if you want to get some exercise but also glide, especially on downhills, the deck is too narrow for it to be comfortable. You can only put one foot on the deck. So I have a deck which is no longer available. It's actually narrow, like you see here, in the back toward the rear wheel, but it beautifully widens out toward the front wheel, and it's a really, really good looking deck. This is what it looks like folded up. The total weight is less than 11 pounds, something like 10.5 pounds. And the design hasn't really changed much. I added ergon grips, so they are much more comfortable to hold on to. And I have a more of an old-fashioned pin as the folding mechanism. I have the same mudguard in the rear. Also, I removed the brake from the front wheel. I don't think it does much, and I don't think the brake pad should be pressing against a dirty rubber wheel. I now live a few miles north of New York City, so I've been exploring the area, and you are probably familiar with the bridge that you see on the top. That's the Mid-Hudson pedestrian bridge. It used to be a rail bridge, but they changed it over to an excellent greenway. And the bridge at the bottom is mostly for cars. It's called the Mid-Hudson Bridge, and I ended up coming back on that one. Surprisingly good, actually, as a bridge, although much narrower. Definitely not as cool as the pedestrian bridge. I also tried to get into the park, and the original plan was a much longer ride, but I totally failed with that, and you'll see in the video why. So if you just want to go from the train station up onto the pedestrian bridge and then come back, that's going to be about 4 miles. And I should add that at the Mid-Hudson Discovery Museum, you see there is an elevator, so you can go up to the bridge very easily, but the elevator only functions in the summer. I think they open it late May or early June or something like that. Otherwise, you're going to have to do what I did, which is to take a hike and move up to a place where you can actually, you're on the level of the pedestrian bridge, which ends in a greenway. And that greenway goes up way further up. And I've been up there. I've been up to Kingston with this thing, but right now I did not go that far, just having the scooter and not the bike. It was a lovely ride. Obviously, you cannot go as far with a 10-pound kick scooter as you could with an electric bike that weighs 45 pounds, but you also don't have to suffer with 45 pounds. You can carry it and you can explore areas. Here is a view of both of the bridges, and the one you're looking at now is the Southern Bridge. This is the one that's mostly for cars, and it just has a very narrow passage for the bicycles. There was a long downhill from one bridge next to the other, and the only way to get to the southern side of the bridge is to go down and under. And here you're gonna see my scooter loaded up with shopping bags. I was hoping to go into the park and reach a supermarket and even buy some food, but that didn't happen. So this is not a stairway I would want to tackle with a 45-pound bicycle, but the scooter had no problem. Very steep. And once I got over to the park, I saw that there was no way I could scoot this. It was a pure gravel path. Beautiful property. I mean, the people who live here, they have a spring coming down. It's absolutely beautiful, and they have a waterfront, so their views are stunning, and they can look at them all day long. But on the other hand, on the negative side, there is a rail track and there are long trains coming here several times every day, and they are very long and they take a long time to go away. So I'm not sure how much of a paradise this is to live in, but just on the face of it, it looks really good. And I am on the southern bridge on the path, and this is a view of the greenway. That was the old railway that went down, I believe, all the way to the city. That's basically your South County Greenway, or wherever they are calling it. The path was surprisingly clean, and you can see that even on the video. So I was pleasantly surprised. It's in good condition, no complaints. This is what it looks like, but it's very narrow. There was nobody on there. There was one pedestrian I encountered, and the views were stunning. It's too bad I couldn't get into the park. I might try it with the bike one day, or maybe just explore it walking. Spring is just around the corner, and I'm looking forward to the next ride.